ban, Mixup will follow, taking out Volskaya Industries.
Man, well, the Ilios dream might be dead for this series, but there's always the semifinals and the grand finals, Hex.
Yeah, a lot more Overwatch yet to come. I'm not surprised that EnvyUs is banning out Ilios, and not only is it King of the Hill, which is a strike against it in a lot of competitive teams' eyes, but it's also very new. I don't think a lot of teams are super comfortable on it yet. EnvyUs then also bans out Hollywood next, and it is answered by Mixup taking out Temple of Anubis. Someone had to do it.
I like the Hollywood ban by EnvyUs. That's sort of showing, okay, they've done their homework. They've looked at what maps Mixup has done really well on, and Mixup has shown that they're very good at Hollywood. They have great defense on that map. It works out really well for the double orb comps that they've been running. So maybe EnvyUs is saying, you know what? Let's not go to Hollywood. But they did make sure to take out Ilios first, just because, God forbid, they end up on Ilios, because clearly it's not a map that they want to go to.
Yeah, Mixup, my favorite team to watch on Hollywood if they happen to lose the first point. I think their rooftop stage of that map is second to none, and it's just really, it just plays right into their style of high ground and aggression. It's beautiful.
We have our map pool, and Nepal is one of the 3 maps, Hex, in a series that could be very likely to go 3 maps.
Yeah, that might end up being the decider in the King of the Hill unless we end up going there first, but we're going to Dorado, Numbani, or Nepal first. That's a cool map pool. That's maps that I like.
That is an incredible map pool.
I imagine when these teams play, for some reason it always sticks in my head, like Dorado is the map that I remember watching them play on the most, and look at that, we're going right to Dorado.
It's like you're a prophet, Hex.
Yeah, definitely. Something like that.
Just sometimes.
I'm telepathetic. That's how you say that word, right?
Telepathetic. I mean, you got the pathetic part in there, so
Definitely.
like, what else?
I'm half right, again.
Exactly, there you go. Just got to work on the tele part.
Should be a great match. I mean, I remember even the few tournaments that we haven't cast, I remember watching them on Dorado. This is looking old school. Again, it's not quite Not Enigma versus EnvyUs, but the core of the Not Enigma roster is Mixup, which is why you hear us kind of referring to them as the Not Enigma roster.
Well, the interesting story here, Hexo, of course, is that we have the Life of Hanzo, which is in the tournament. I really want to follow them through the bracket as well, at least see what they do, because that's the other half of Not Enigma that's playing today. Not Enigma was marked, of course, and most well known by Seagull playing on the team. But players like Dummy, Messar, and I believe I played as well, though I'm not 100% sure in the last one, are making up this other team that's in the fray, and that's a very talented group, and they could go far. They're sort of a dark horse in the tournament today.
Right. A familiar fight, actually, for them in the round of 16 as they're playing Quake Fortress, which is comprised of Quake Pros and Team Fortress 2 Pros. So a lot of names who know each other. Of course, Life of Hanzo has some former TF2 players in it as well. We've absolutely no map results for that one so far in a bracket, I don't think. But whoever wins that has to face Cloud9, which is going to be a tough chest, too.
Yeah, I mean, Quake Fortress is a team that is chock full of talent. Those are people, we talked about the importance of, winning your 1v1s and, mechanical play and all the rest. Those players are phenomenal at it, and they might have gotten a little bit of a rough start in Overwatch, but they're all just so talented. So, I mean, again, this is one of those things where it's a shame that we can't get to every game today as on the mainstream, but what we're going to bring you some of the best because honestly, looking at here, not only is this matchup one of the premier matchups, perhaps the best matchup in the round of 8, we get IDDQD versus one of these teams perhaps in the semifinals if IDDQD moves on, and then whatever team moves on from the top half of the bracket could very well be up against Cloud9 or the team that beat Cloud9. So yeah, this is just non-stop great match after great match.
Yeah, every map has its own implications as the bracket moves forward and we go on here throughout the day. I don't know. There's not enough words to keep describing how excited I am, so I'm just going to try to take it one step at a time and look forward to Dorado here.
Yep. So taking a look at things here, we see that we got another, or the donation pool has gone up. We're up at $443. Thank you guys, everyone going to the website, using coupon codes and all the rest. And I'm excited to see here. So we set a record for the biggest Overwatch tournament ever last week when we went up to $1,002. That beat the ESL record by $2. So what I'm curious to see here is, will it go even further with all the great games we have here now?
Yeah, we definitely have the draw for it too. So if you're hesitating on donating or even donating for free, now is the time while we're waiting to load into Dorado. And like you said earlier, we've got several different streams and different languages going on too. Multi-Twitch is your friend. To use multi-Twitch effectively, I recommend 2 keyboards and mice. If you don't have a second keyboard and mouse, I think Rocket sells them. And actually, you might need a friend to man those second keyboards and mouse too. So get him a good chair to sit in from DX Racer as well. And then use all that equipment to go to our Matcherino page, enter in GGNA2, and throw $1 into the prize pool.
Yeah, I'm just looking at chat now while we're waiting for a Mixup. You know what? We'll forget that and Tavik's nonsense later because this match is starting.
Yeah, we might be forced to deal with Tavik and Mendo's nonsense later, so let's avoid it while we can.
Yep, so we are going in to Dorado. This is map number 1, Mixup versus EnvyUs. This is not the grand final. This is, in fact, merely the round of 8, and Hex, I'm frozen again. I don't know about you.
I'm feeling a little frozen, too. It looks like May has entered the meta, at least somewhat.
This has happened now 2 games in a row. I don't know sure what's up with the lobbies here. I got kicked out. So, logging back in here real quick.
You know what we need? We need a sponsor for solid state drives, because the reason we're able to load Overwatch so quickly is because of our awesome hardware. From nondescript, non-sponsored.
Oh wait, it's letting me back in the Dorado.
Cool. I'm going to jump in and you'll invite me back.
Alright. Well, we are back in, thankfully. Hex, do you need an invite or are you in?
I just got another crash. One moment. I'll let you know. Just solo cast it for a while. I have faith in you.
So, looking at it is going to be EnvyUs on defense first. Looking at the EnvyUs defense as they roll out here. We got Raz on the Zenyatta, Cool Matt on the Symmetra. So Cool Matt, we've never seen him on the Symmetra before. This is gonna be interesting. Tailspin on the Genji, Buds on McCree, Minstrel on Lucio, and Stoop on Reinhardt. For those who don't know about Buds, Buds is a player that has a big FPS pedigree. He used to play Shoot Mania with Tailspin back in the day. He's a very good mechanical player, and you know, I've played against him in pubs. He's very, very good on McCree. So we're gonna see how this works out. Of course, for the offense here for non-Nigma, we got Seagull on the Genji, Enigma on the Tracer, Esper on the Zenyatta, Harblue on another Symmetra, Milo on Lucio, and Piero on Zenyatta. So we got the double orb composition coming out from non-Nigma. So take a look at things here. Enigma on the prowl, gonna take out a few turrets early on, and as the Mix-Up offense looks to get rolling here. Taking a look at the defense here, we see Enigma. He's just plotting in the back. We're going to leave him to his devices right now. But the card is making pretty good consistent progress from Mix-Up, as it looks like EnvyUs is more deferring the defend further in the back. Now, this makes a lot of sense. I mean, it happens when, look at this, they're rushing out. They're coming out right away. Cool out the speed boost, able to take out Harblue in a Symmetra v Symmetra battle. But Harblue, with the turret kill on Bud, Seagull takes out Raz, and Mix-Up is switching this around in their favor. Seagull with double kill so far, pulls out the Dragon Blade, slices down even more. Seagull doing a ton of work. That is a triple kill for Seagull to start this out. And just like that, Mix-Up going to strike a big first blood, team fight-wise, against EnvyUs. So really nice stuff coming out from them.
It sounds really excited. I'm ready.
All right, we're getting Hex back in. So that's going to be Mix-Up taking the first point very, very quickly here with 6:50 remaining on the clock. And Mix-Up definitely looks strong. Oh God, here it is. The double May setup is happening. Cool Matt's on May, Tailspin's on May, Bud's still on the McCree. So I had heard rumors about this. I didn't want to say anything until I saw it in an actual match, but double May is here. So taking a look here, looking at Cool Matt, Icicle Spam is out, and I'm curious to see what happens with the ice walls, but they're going to need to do some work here because really Mix-Up made short work of them on the first point, so it's really EnvyUs' turn to strike back, and they're just getting a little bit bullied out by the shuriken spam of Seagull.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of what I was talking about. If you think that you're going to be a little overpowered by the double orb composition, you switch it up and you throw the maze in there.
Yep, we do see some ice walls coming down. As both teams fight it out here. Stoop actually able to take a Enigma. You see Stoop now on the 76, so again, another switch up. There's one down right now for the Mix-Up side, as EnvyUs trying to make space with those frost throwers. Crowd guns as well. Cool Matt able to take out Seagull with an icicle to the dome, and offensive teleport is in sight. They want to take this out. They don't want people to get back in. And they are going to take out the offensive teleport, but look at the back and forth. Harblue and Enigma combining for a whole ton of kills there, Hex.
Yeah, I think a pulse bomb went off in that room, softened everyone up, took out some people too, and that is an absolute clear.
Yeah, and honestly, Mix-Up dealing with the double May comp relatively well so far in this matchup.
Yeah, I mean, it looked pretty good when they first started coming out, and you have to wonder if the double May comp is meant to win and completely stop a composition, or just prevent them from moving as fast as they want to, and maybe just slow down the time so that they can make a faster time on offense.
Okay, we do see the Blizzard coming down. This is the first Blizzard of the game. That is, of course, May's ultimate. Harblue gonna get frozen. He's gonna get taken out. Matt looking for more. We do see a Sound Bearer coming out from the defense. Buds and the rest of the EnvyUs squad are pushing forward. Piero in trouble, going the icicle to the dome. We do see an offensive Sound Bearer come out, but Milo going to get frozen and taken out. It was a little bit late for that.
That was a mistake.
But really, I'm not sure how much it matters because look at the progress that has been made so far. I don't actually think they got the last checkpoint, but it's still incredible progress from Mixup, and they're making a phenomenal time right now on Dorado.
But it was pretty smart there to throw the Blizzard down before the card actually got to that point. It completely zoned them out from being able to capture that point, which might make a difference in the map. And then also, I just really didn't like that late sound barrier. He didn't even try to get out after he used it. It was very confusing. It'd be nice to have that ultimate up right now, actually.
Yeah, it really would. So, taking a look at this here, Mixup setting up for their next offensive run. The offensive teleport is up. This is going to let them reinforce in case anyone does get killed early. We see Enigma in the back, looking for a pickoff, really drawing attention, but as he's drawing attention to the left, Seagull is coming in from the right. This is good coordination. So far, neither team has lost anyone yet. Enigma under a little bit of pressure, finding Stoop in a dark alley, but takes him out. Stoop going down, and now Enigma, the path is open. He could easily go forward and land a pulse bomb at any moment here. And again, look at the other harassment coming in from the Genji.
Yeah, I mean, but this is kind of a place where you can stall out in this double orb composition. Enigma was in the back lines and ended up getting a kill, but everyone else can't really go in. They're all just sitting above doing almost nothing. So even though Enigma was drawing attention, didn't really...
Well, Enigma is not just drawing attention more. He just murdered both Lucios and took him a Cree for good measure. So Enigma with 3 quick kills. Good stuff coming up from him. Seagull with a double kill of his own. And now it's very much looking like Mixup is going to move forward, grab this checkpoint. And again, they are in the process of making some very, very fast time.
Yeah, they've got the momentum going now, and this is why you see both orbs moving very far forward. Enigma and Seagull moving forward.
Here comes the Dragon Blade out from Seagull. He's took out Buds. He wants more. His defensive sound barrier is out. He doesn't care. He's slicing and dicing. He's going to take out Minstrel anyways. Raz will go down from Enigma, and this is just looking so good from Mixup right now, and EnvyUs now in a bit of trouble. I mean, the Double Maze have been stalling in sort of a bend but don't break way, but really, I think Mixup is totally happy with the time they're making right now, May delays or not. Now, looking at Coolmat does have a Blizzard up. He's going to be able to Blizzard soon, and we're just going to see how that works out, Hex.
Yeah, I mean, it is slowing them down, these walls especially, too. Now they're going to take the fight to them, though, which I think is really smart.
Yeah, we see the Blizzard coming down. Seagull's going to get on. He gets frozen. More people get frozen. One Lucio's gets frozen. Tailspin and Buds with a pair of kills each. And this is the cleanup coming out from EnvyUs now. They're not going down without a fight. Enigma, though, still alive. And Enigma has been so difficult from the kill, even with the Maze. You know, Maze can kill a Tracer in one shot, but it's difficult to do that when the Tracer is having good positioning. That being said, Coolmat able to find Harblue's teleport. I liked where he put that positioning-wise, but Coolmat was aware, and down it goes.
Yeah, and now I think what this composition really does is if you can clean up like that, which May allows you to do, you're not really half-winning fights with double May. You're whole-winning fights and chasing as well. So now the composition's completely stalled out.
Oh, look at this. They walled off the rest of their team, and now Enigma in trouble as 3 people are on him, and he goes down to a one-shot from Tailspin. There's the Icicle that Del we were just talking about, and now EnvyUs in the hot pursuit. They're going to take out Seagull. Seagull and Enigma are down. Those are the 2 Bash brothers of Mixup, as it were, and so Mixup just needs to back out. They are the core of the strategy, and when they're down, they're out.
Yeah, it's really cool, because if you can stop this double orb composition from getting going, getting that 1, 2, 3 pick and start, and then really flying off that momentum, you've effectively stopped the entire point of the composition.
So winner might be coming here, Hex. Look at the defensive ults for EnvyUs here. They have not 1, but 2 Blizzards. This is a Stark-approved defense coming out from EnvyUs. I do think we're going to see at least one of those Blizzards used pretty soon here. Here's one of the Blizzards coming out, used by Coolmat, although he will die in the process. I'm not sure if that was entirely worth. Tailspin, though, able to right-click down Seagull. That might have been a one-shot. I don't know. Esper, though, fighting back a little bit, is able to take out Minstrel. So both teams suffering some losses here. Both Blizzards were used in that fight, and honestly, Mixup dealt with that pretty well.
Yeah, well, an opportunity for absolute mayhem got kind of dealt with really well by Mixup there. I thought the double Blizzards were overlapped a little too much, though.
I would have liked if EnvyUs saved 1 Blizzard, because look at this. All these ultimates are up for Mixup. They taste blood. They know that they have the ultimate advantage, and they want to end this game right here. Hex, if they do, this is going to be a pretty decent Dorado time.
Yeah, 1 or 2 kills from Seagull or Enigma on this will probably end up sealing the deal, but here comes the offensive.
Well, speaking of Seagull kills, the Dragon Blade is out. Enigma bombs Tailspin. Tailspin is out. He was not able to ice block or is down. Seagull, though, 2 kills. Hardblue getting a 3rd, and as a result, this is going to be almost all of EnvyUs wiped out. That is all of EnvyUs wiped out as Hardblue takes out Raz, and this is going to be GG for Mixup. A pretty good time being set here, and we'll just see if they can defend long enough to make this a win on map 1. That being said, look at this. May got in just in time. I might be speaking too close. That was a full team wipe, but they weren't able to get there in time. May getting down the point and ice blocking, and just like that, Piero comes in, gets a kill. Enigma gets a kill. We see Mixup still fighting through here, but a good delay at the very least coming out of EnvyUs to buy themselves a little bit of extra time. Wow, I did not expect the May to get onto a point. That was a full wipe, and the car was almost there.
Yeah, that could have definitely made the difference in the map, too. Adding any seconds between a close-fought battle that these teams are going to go into is absolutely crucial.
Now, of course, we saw Seagull get some great Dragon Blades in this matchup, and I gotta think that this is what we're gonna see here. In fact, we're not. He doesn't even Dragon Blade for this. This is just normal dash in, right click. Who needs an ultimate? Or perhaps a bit of both.
Can we just take a second? Because I think the Zenyatas get kind of dumped on a little bit in this composition of like, all you have to do is throw an orb and sit and spawn. But can we just appreciate how hard it has to be to keep your teammates alive in the Transcendence when they are ultra mobile? You see Pyro trying to run around and chase down Seagull as he's going through Dragon Blade to keep him alive and keep him healed. It cannot be easy to keep track of these heroes with a zero mobility character like Zenyatta. So they get a little guff of like not really doing as much because they're not as flashy. But I guarantee you it is difficult to do everything as effective as you need to as a Zenyatta in that composition.
Absolutely. So the full time being set is 7:56. That is a pretty good time being set by Mixup. It is certainly beatable, and this could be another game that just comes down to the very, very end, X.
Yeah, some good stallouts there, and like I said, that 20 seconds towards the end might end up being crucial. And like I missed the first half of that map, and they seemed like they were rolling. When then they switched to the double May, I got in, and it looked like they were, you know, they did bend and they eventually broke, but they slowed them down a great deal. This composition is meant to win Dorado in about 4 minutes if it really gets rolling. So the double May did have some effect. I don't know if it's the end all be all answer, but it's a better answer than we've seen so far.
No, it was able to stall out the double Zenyatta comp a lot longer than we have seen in the past, and it's going to be interesting to see what EnvyUs will run. Will they run a similar comp? Will they run a little bit different? Looks like we might see Widow, but let's talk about what we do know here. For the defense for Mixup, we see Harblue coming out on Pharah, Milo on the Reinhardt, Piero on the Symmetra, Esper on Mercy, Enigma on the McCree, and Seagull rounding things out on Junkrat. There's one thing Seagull loves. He loves his defensive Junkrat.
He's pretty good at defensive Junkrat, too. Hitting those tires for generally 3 to 4 kills. It's been absolutely insane what he does there. And now, like, his skill with the tire is going to be tested, of course, because tire doesn't charge as fast as it used to be. A wasted tire hurts a lot more now, although Seagull is not in the habit of wasting tires. On offense, it looks like they are probably going to stick with Cool Matt on the Widow, at least for the initial rollout here. And then a very standard kind of Beta 1 strategy from a very Beta 1 team. We've got Buds on McCree. Mercy is going to be played by Raz. Stoop on good old Reinhardt. Minstrel pretty much always plays Lucio. And then Tailspin's going to be rocking that Pharah.
Yep, so in 10 seconds, this will be round number 2 of map number 2, and I just can't wait to see what happens here, Hex. Will EnvyUs be able to get through, or will Mixup put on a great defense? We're going to find out in a moment, but let's take a look at Cool Matt. Cool Matt, well known for his hit scan ability, and a lot is going to ride on his ability to get early picks in this game.
Yeah, meanwhile, while he's looking for picks, the combo does go up and damage boost some Pharah rockets over there, trying to bait someone out of position to fall into that sniper sight line.
Yep, and we do see not a pickoff, but some damage coming from Cool Matt early on. And as EnvyUs moves up, they're not really getting stalled just yet, but oftentimes teams defend a little bit further back, and Cool Matt definitely on the hunt, wants to get one of these pickoffs if possible. He's definitely positioning himself well as the cart moves forward, and this is very tense between both teams at the moment.
Yeah, I'm not certain why. There has to be some reason that Mixup just absolutely abandoned that high ground without even being contested for it. It looked like that's where they wanted to hold. Maybe when they saw the composition come out, they decided that the high ground wasn't the smart hold there.
Well, we saw this on the first round as well, so clearly something happened in scrims where teams are wanting to defend more in the courtyard rather than out front. We see Cool Matt still looking for the picks. Really poke between both teams as EnvyUs now is rolling up the left side high ground. And Harblue with the first kill of the game, mid-air's tailspin, and as a result, it's going to be one down for EnvyUs, and now Mixup has the opportunity to push forward if they want.
That was 2 mid-airs. He hit one, and I was like, wow, that's really going to push them back, and then he was fade-away jump shot on the second one and plucked him out of the sky. Beautiful Pharah-on-Pharah action.
So I'm going to move and look at Harblue here. I'm sure as I do, Cool Matt is going to get like 4 picks. But taking a look at, we are looking at Harblue's point of view. And Harblue, of course, has been a great Pharah anytime we've seen him. He's done a lot of work. And he will have to deal with the Pharah of Tailspin, but he did just that a moment ago. And right now, Mixup's doing a really good job at not getting picked by Cool Matt's Widow. Cool Matt, very accurate sniper, but he just hasn't really had even the shot chances thus far.
No, they've been very smart about keeping their sight lines behind.
Look at that Tailspin, though. Gets to the backline, takes out both Seagull, Esper, and Milo. Tailspin on a rampage, finishes off with a barrage. And now off the back of Tailspin, EnvyUs takes out the teleporter, and they might just roll to the next point, Hex.
Yeah, that is a lot of kills right there. I'm just so happy to see Pharah versus Pharah battles. Makes me so happy to see Pharah back in the meta.
Pharah is a great hero. If she's not getting shut down by hitscan, she will do a lot of work in very short order. We see now Tailspin is on the way back up. He's getting mercied by Raz. Seagull Tire will take out Raz, however. Fire in the hole indeed. Cool Matt takes out Enigma, so both teams down a player as EnvyUs moves forward. We see that, oh, will he hit this? No, he won't. Tailspin desperately trying the mid-air Seagull there. Seagull firing back. Both players, such competitors. No one gonna get out and just hit. We saw a defensive res come out there. Interesting stuff. And Heart Blues takes out Cool Matt.
Yeah, Cool Matt had gotten a pick before that, which spawned the res to come up. You know, those resurrections on, both these teams, it seems like lately resurrection is not an ultimate that you really want to be holding on to.
That was a nice dead-eye from Enigma. It was just enough to take out Raz. It's 2 down now for the EnvyUs side. EnvyUs just used their offensive sound barrier, but it's again be effectively wasted as Heart Blues chasing this down now on the Winston.
Winston's absolutely great in the tank position to be able to chase people down and make them pay for the mistakes of overextending a little bit.
Yeah, so looking at the time here, we did see, of course, EnvyUs held for quite a while before the second to last cap point, but this is a good defense coming out from Mixup. I think time-wise, they're certainly ahead of where EnvyUs was defense-wise. EnvyUs does have 4 minutes, 43 seconds, so they have plenty of time to turn this around, but this has been a nice defense from Mixup so far.
Yeah, pretty nice, though. Eve from the Pharah coming down there knocks everyone off of the high ground, and it opens things up for Cool Matt to come in and take down Milo, so one of the tanks down.
Yeah, but both teams down a player. We do see the Resurrect, though, coming up for the defense. Seagull takes out Cool Matt with the tire, and now really back and forth. Budge with the pick on Heart Blue, so Tailspin and Budge doing some work, and here comes a barrage from Tailspin. Takes out one. Will it take out more? Takes out 2. Tailspin is again putting the team on his back. A triple kill from Tailspin. A follow-up from Budge on Enigma, and now EnvyUs gonna move this forward.
Yeah, I'm just really kind of uncertain if using Esper in kind of the mix-up strategy for Resurrections is really playing to his strengths. Esper is used to bringing up 4 to 5 people, very smart in his Resurrection play, and they're using him to bring up 1 and 2.
Look at this, Mixup does not want to give up this point without a fight there. Rushing back out, we see Primal Rage coming up from Heart Blue. Heart Blue finds Budge, wants to take him out again, knock him into the fray. Not where Budge wants to be, certainly. And Mixup able to push EnvyUs back a bit here. Defensive sound barrier is out. Again, they just don't want to give any of this up without a fight. We see Death Blossom is going out now, I believe, from Enigma. And look at this, though. Here comes EnvyUs. Tailspin takes out Hero. Seagull takes out Budge. Both teams down a player. And this is just a crazy fight that is all over the place.
This has been the longest fight I've seen with almost nothing happening. We've had to pick back and forth. Now we do see some momentum on the offense as they get 2 quick picks in a row. That might be enough for them to push this point.
The offensive sound barrier let them be a lot more aggressive. Budge, Cool Matt combined for kills. And as a result, they're going to take this point. And now, Hex, they are well positioned. They have 3 minutes to finish out this map. They are very capable now of beating Mixup's tide.
Yeah, but they're not running the composition to really go that far forward, although they are putting Tailspin forward. Cool Matt, I think, is actually just going to try to hide in the corner here, actually.
Yeah, Matt, very, very tricky and sneaky on his Reaper play. Taking a look at Bud's here. Bud's got some great picks. I want to see if he can do it again as we go forward. Oh, he might. He has the recon set up. He knows where the Mercy is. He wants to get that pick. But Mercy, Esper being very cautious here, but there it is. Tailspin with a 4-person barrage coming in over the top. Why are we not just watching Tailspin the entire time? My goodness.
Yeah, I think
Tailspin, and just like that, this could be map 1, the EnvyUs, in a just explosive fashion. That being said, Mixup, they are rushing out there. Now won't give it up just yet. They do have ults. Enigma does have the Death Blossom. They're gonna have to wipe out not Mixup at least one more time. Enigma coming in, does the Death Blossom, will get taken out by who else? Tailspin.
Yeah, but they're stalling this out in a decent amount. Seagull's going crazy on his May on the cart.
Yeah, no, May is definitely stalling things out here, but the momentum is in EnvyUs' favor. You're gonna see Winston being forcibly removed by Stoop. That was a nice charge. In comes Reinhardt with the Earth Shower, not gonna delay for too much longer. And now this is desperation mode for Mixup there, just trying to delay with May as long as possible. Both Enigma and Seagull on the May, and Earth Shower going to go down. And it's just death after death for Mixup. This is sort of, they probably won't win this fight in all likelihood, but they want to stall for as long as possible. Looking at the time, Hex, 1:40, I don't know if they can stall that long.
It would be a feat to witness for sure, but this should have been locked up a while ago. They had Earth Shatter down, and we had the Reinhardt sitting outside of the spawn waiting for them to come out. He did hit it, but everyone was speed boosted, so through his timing off, he absolutely whiffed. So what could have been shut down about a minute ago did go on longer than it had to.
Play of the game by Tailspin. Is anyone surprised? He had triple the quad kills multiple times, and this was perhaps his most impressive to really make this attack that much easier for EnvyUs. 2 kills, justice reigns from above, and that is just an absolutely dirty, dirty play from Tailspin. Look at the damage. My goodness.
That's a big percentage. That's a big number. Yeah, meta's super stale. We're just seeing a bunch of Pharah versus Pharah battles and aerial barrage coming back into the mix. So super stale meta. Actually, a closer time than I thought though. 6:30.
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, EnvyUs only had about a minute 30 left when they capped. That's a decent amount of time left, but it's not like they beat Mixup's time by that much. I think without those just team carrying barrages by Tailspin, I think Mixup actually had the better defense overall. It's just, how do you answer a Pharah that's getting in those positions that consistently? That was ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, the answer is hit scan, which has kind of bumped her out of the meta to begin with. But if you're not running the hit scan heavy compositions that we used to see back in the day, Pharah kind of has free reign. And then if you're trying to answer it with your own Pharah, you have to win those fights. And it was just Tailspin just winning out there.
Yep. So we are going to King of the Hill, however. The next map going to be Nepal.
All right. I don't think we've ever seen these two teams face off against each other on King of the Hill because
I don't believe so either.
They haven't really faced each other for a long time, and King of the Hill hasn't really been in the game that long. So we're going to Nepal to see EnvyUs versus Mixup. It's been everything we expected so far.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really expect the Tailspin. I mean, both teams are incredibly good. I didn't expect that level of Tailspin heroics, but yeah, I mean, both teams have looked really, really good. Those plays aside, I mean, like I said, I thought Mixup actually had the better defense for quite a while there. Just those a big team wipe like that creates a lot of payload pushing in the end.
Yeah, I mean, if it had been closer, then we'd be looking back at the completely whiffed Earth Shatter as they were camping spawn as the moment that they blew that game. But luckily enough, they had enough of the cushion that it didn't matter in the end.
So we are going to Nepal. We're not wasting any time at all getting the second game of this round of 8. This is EnvyUs versus Mixup, two of the very best teams in the game, duking it out early on in our North American Weekly.
Yeah, it's only round of 8. It's just Mixup versus EnvyUs. No big deal. I think we might remake. We have some levers and some things have happened, so we might remake.
All right, so Mixup versus EnvyUs, we're going to remake. Apparently, people were not ready. We were told they were ready, but who really knows?
We were not prepared.
Thank you, Illidan. Thank you. So, yeah, I mean, I don't even, again, even after watching game 1, sure, EnvyUs won, but I don't know what to expect. I mean, I could see Mixup taking King of the Hill and then having a dominant play on map 3 to win it all. I mean, these teams are so close, Hex.
Yeah, and whoever wins this gets no rest at all. IDDQD is going against Gringos right now. We expect IDDQD to move on. We'd be stunned if they didn't. I'd be surprised if anyone beats them today, and I will continue to hold that opinion until someone actually beats them. It's been a month of IDDQD not losing. In the bottom part of the bracket, Cloud9 has moved on over the life of Hanzo 2-0, so they are already in our semifinals.
So Cloud9 has gotten over the dark horse then, because Life of Hanzo, they were a team that actually could have had the potential of spoiling Cloud9.
And Life of Hanzo could very well probably beat a lot of teams in this bracket, but Cloud9, aka Google Me, is on a completely different level right now, and they await the winner of Flat Earth versus Prime. I expect Flat Earth to move on, though, but Prime has been a team that I've had my eye on for a while, a very strong North American team that has had the misfortune of running into Cloud9 several times in brackets.
Yeah. Man, I'm still just reeling from that last game. That was so, I mean, we saw a lot of cool stuff, no pun intended. We saw a lot of May play, and we saw Pharah just come in with extreme prejudice on both sides. I mean, we were focusing on Tailspin a lot, but Hardblue had some great plays as well over both maps. Not, the 3 to 4 person wipeouts. I mean, we rarely see that period, but I love that we're seeing Pharah a little bit more often in the meta nowadays, Hex.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of like the NA meta, right? I mean, there's definitely more Pharah and more Mercy in NA right now. Something I do want to keep my eye on, though, is, I've talked about this before we even saw these teams match up. I mentioned it yesterday. Esper was known for his envious reses to bring up 4 to 5 people, just huge game-changing shifts. Mixup never ran that style of support. They generally like to keep everyone alive in their fight, so you resurrect 1 or 2 people. So it's interesting to see how those styles are merging, if it's playing to Esper's strength, if he's used to having to use it to bring up 1 or 2 people. We saw the resurrection being used, very, haberdashery, just like 1 or 2 people bringing up, not the 5 or 6. I completely said that sentence wrong, but you know what I'm saying.
Absolutely. Let's see. And we're waiting for UGAN game, and then we'll be good to go. We'll be going to Nepal. Hopefully everyone will be ready this time around. And yeah, so this is going to be map number 2, Nepal, EnvyUs versus Mixup, and yeah, I mean, I don't really know who's going to win here. I think this is going to be a much more brawly map than we saw before, though. Perhaps Genji v Genji, Tracer v Tracer action that we were predicting from the onset.
Yeah, I mean, can it get more brawly? I suppose it can be, but whenever these teams play, the fights seem to last forever. We saw like a 5-minute fight with maybe 2 deaths throughout, taking so much damage, knowing when to engage and disengage, just long, drawn-out brawls, and this is the perfect map for it.
Yeah, so apparently my chair is from a crime scene, and the crime scene was where memes died, going on the continual chat drop. That's what I just read in chat, and it takes a lot not to burst out laughing on stream, but yeah, there's a blanket on my chair.
We have the best Twitch chat.
It is a pretty good Twitch chat in general. That being said, looking at the rosters here, EnvyUs representing the blue side, we're gonna have Raz on the Zenyatta, Tailspin on Genji, Coolmat on Tracer, Minstrel on the Lucio, Buds on the Symmetra, and Stoop on a second Zenyatta. So both teams, I'll let you read out the attack, Hex, but I do think we're seeing a bit of symmetry here, and I'm not just talking about the Symmetra.
Well played. It does appear that we're going to have an exact mirror match. Seagull and Pyro will... Whoop, sorry. No, yeah, okay, sorry. Seagull is going to be playing Genji. Hardblue will be on Symmetra. Esper and Pyro will be playing the Zenyatas. Milo is going to be playing the Lucio, and Enigma on Tracer. I was expecting double Genji there. I've watched too much IDDQD.
Yeah, no, it's like, wait a second, where's the TV Gosa? I mean, maybe the Twitch chat has polluted your brain.
Yeah, probably.
But in any case, the gates are open, Nepal is the battlefield, and both teams about to run into each other. And let's take a look here at Tailspin as he comes in. Genji Orb v Genji Orb. It's going to be Tailspin versus Seagull, and they are already getting into it. Both fighters hitting shurikens on each other. Neither side losing a player just yet, but soon enough it is going to happen. And Piero now under pressure, going to get taken out by Tail in the back. Esper now also under pressure, going to slip away at least for the time, but that's 3 kills, 4 kills now for EnvyUs. And they are in great position to be the first ones to take the control point here, Hex.
Yeah, I mean, the left side of this map is like the beginning of a Braveheart or some sort of superhero movie where both teams just line up and then run straight towards each other. But with running the mirror match composition, you can kind of tell how the fight is going to go almost based off the first pick. Just because that's how it runs. You get that pick, you get that momentum. And the first pick there ended up being in the favor of EnvyUs, and they take the point.
Yeah, that being said, for Mixup, they are going to have a teleporter up soon. And again, I have faith in their ability to bring this back just with their deathmatch ability. Enigma and Seagull are not to be trifled with. They're going to be running in. They both have orbs. And here we go, Hex. Both teams going to be bumping fists again in the middle. And here we go.
Yeah, first pick.
Here comes the Dragon Blade in the back, though. Tailspin, Coolmat striking first blood. That's 2 down now for EnvyUs. Tailspin making good use of the Dragon Blade. That's 2 kills now, 3 kills for Tailspin. Tailspin going absolutely insane in the series. That being said, Seagull with a double kill of his own. He's saying, hey, you have a Dragon Blade, I have a Dragon Blade too. Seagull, can he make a triple kill for himself? He's on the Zenyatta, deflecting, going in, but no, he gets kicked in the face by Stoop. But a good effort from Seagull nonetheless.
They did flip that point over halfway through, though. So
they did. So they evened up the percentage, even though they lost the fight. I like it. And they are coming back in off the teleporter. Both teams are down a player. And Mixup applying pressure again. Enigma able to take out Tailspin. Coolmat takes out Esper. Both teams down players as they brawl it out in the fight. This is sort of devolving that we thought we'd see 1v1s everywhere, Hex.
Yeah, Mixup
Enigma takes out.
Mixup was
Enigma got Coolmat. Coolmat takes out Hardblue. The Tracers are going wild on both sides.
They were so close to stopping EnvyUs from being able to recap that too. It would be in their favor now, and it would be much harder for EnvyUs to be putting time on this clock. But the Transcendence does come out, and now they have a solid advantage on this map.
Yeah, shields are going back up for both teams. Again, this is effectively a mirror matchup in all ways. We see Tailspin now, Seagull in his sights. The rest of Mixup going to defend Seagull. Back and forth on both sides. Enigma getting deep into the fray. He goes deep in. No fear. Here we go. Tailspin for Seagull. Seagull striking Tailspin down. And now let's see what Seagull does. As Tailspin is down, the advantage goes to Mixup. Will they be able to capitalize? Seagull in the back, trying to kill these Zenyatas. Reflects. Kills one of them with Enigma. Buds, though, takes out Heartblue. Still a little bit back and forth from the two teams. Milo, Esper getting kills. And now Mixup looking in good position to control the point as they take out the teleporter.
Yeah, they had their own teleporter up too, which was really a big difference in that fight. Buds was able to drop down towards the end, but it's all for naught as it's destroyed immediately. It's going to be really tough to wrestle this point back.
It will be tough, but hey, Mixup managed it. EnvyUs could too. EnvyUs at least has a little bit of a buffer here. They can fail about 3 pushes before they lose the round, so they have time, if nothing else.
Yeah, depending on how long and drawn out these fights end up being.
Absolutely. So, taking a look at this here, ultimate-wise, we do see a slight ultimate advantage for the Mixup side. We have Dragon Blade up, but oh no! Enigma is taken out by Tailspin. He just got bursted down like crazy. Coolmat gets on Piero. That's 2 down now for the Mixup side, and they are coming in with a vengeance. Dragon Blade coming out from Tailspin. He's gonna go down. Hardblue and Seagull cleaning up. They are turning the tide here. Seagull with a great Dragon Blade use. And what was looking so good for EnvyUs now not looking quite as good as Seagull takes out Coolman, and I think Seagull was the last one standing out of that. I think everyone else died.
Yeah, Esper, really smart Transcendence timing. They're kind of sensing an attack was coming before it did. Popped it. What looked to be a little bit early was actually perfect positioning, allowed his team enough time and enough healing to actually clean up that fight.
And now, really looking at the time here, EnvyUs really only has one good push left. We thought it'd be 3 pushes. That last fight was so long. This is going to be their last push. If they win it, they're very likely to win the round. If they lose it, probably gonna lose the round. It all comes down to this fight. We're taking a look at Tailspin as he sets up here. Neither team really all that great in ults, but Tailspin just got his Dragon Blade up. He could make good work out of this. Here comes the Dragon Blade. Dragon Blade takes out Piero immediately. Good use of Dragon Blade by Tail. He's getting in on the Symmetra. Symmetra, though, juking him for a little bit. Almost takes him out. Not quite, though. Tailspin Coolmat still with kills. The momentum isn't EnvyUs' favor. It's down goes Seagull, chopped in half by Tailspin. And now, EnvyUs with the momentum. And suddenly, Mixup on the hot seat.
Yeah, they're in trouble here. It was only Enigma up now, and it looks like they're going to be able to kind of camp this doorway here. No teleporter set up either, so this is the last push if they can even get there. Actually, teleporter just came down right now.
Teleporter's up there. They'll be able to force overtime time. They're getting in this. We're watching Enigma's point of view. Here comes Mixup. This is their last gasp. They need to win this fight. Buds and Enigma trading out. One person down there, but Bud's getting another kill on Hard Blue. Coolman and Tailspin getting 2 kills of their own, and as a result, Mixup now very, very down in players. Esper perhaps the only one left here, and he's going to go down, and as a result, I do believe round number 1 will be going to EnvyUs.
Yeah, it's just so hard to push into a team that has a Transcendence up and ready. The invulnerability, the healing, it gets brutal. That was exactly kind of what we expected between these two teams.
Yeah, I mean, we saw the great 1v1 duels that we were expecting. We saw Tailspin take out Seagull. We saw Seagull take out Tailspin. I mean, just craziness, but now it is do or die time for Mixup. They need to win the next 2 rounds, or not only will they lose map 2, but they will be out of the tournament in the round of 8. And normally that would be a huge disappointment, but really, with all the killers in this tournament, it just rough field.
Yeah, it's just a tough draw. It reminds me of actually our very first weekly where these teams met in the first round before we implemented our ranking system immediately afterwards. But no shame going down to EnvyUs for Mixup. Of course, it's not how they wanted to exit the tournament, but they still have a say in it.
So both teams are about to meet yet again. This first fight's so vital. It will probably buy the winner at least 30% on the point, if not more, as well as positioning. You don't want to lose this first fight in King of the Hill. Both teams being very tentative as well as that, just poking back and forth as they're hoping for someone or something to break.
Yeah, it's kind of, you just don't want to be the team that makes a mistake. Enigma going in pretty deep here. He is in between a couple of players.
Yeah, take a look. We have Tailspin versus Seagull yet again. Here we go. Genji versus Genji action. Who is going to reign supreme? Seagull under pressure from multiple sides. He is going to get out, however. But look at this. We see that EnvyUs gang on point. Tailspin does take out Seagull. He goes down immediately after. So both star Genjis are down.
Yeah, really cool move there by EnvyUs. Kind of a slow migration to the point, which actually puts a lot of pressure on Mixup to respond to it. Otherwise, just give up the point for free. They respond to it, get themselves a little out of position, end up dying for it, and that point does go over to EnvyUs.
EnvyUs able to get on the point, and this is really huge because, again, they're going to get probably 25-30% off this, and look at the positioning they're able to use here. Also, I think they're very slightly ahead on ults, though really I think both teams are relatively even. And look at that, Tailspin was able to pick off Enigma. Enigma went in very early. Tailspin saw it, got the shuriken kill, and take a look at this. Coolmat has Seagull in his sights. Seagull under pressure. He's going to get sliced down by Tailspin again. Tailspin doing work on Genji, and the chase down is real. Milo goes down, and EnvyUs, now they are firmly in the lead.
You can't lose one of your DPSs like that so early. It puts your other DPS in a horrible situation where he's at least a 2v1, and then you lose them both, and you have nothing left to try to contest the point with at all. That completely stops
up here. We do see, here comes Enigma. He's coming in. He's done a lot of work in the series thus far. He has a pulse bomb. He can make things work. Seagull with, that's Tailspin with the Dragon Blade, in fact. Seagull, though, takes out Coolmat. That's a big pick for Seagull. Both teams down a key DPS. Seagull hanging in there, deflecting from both Zenyatas. Both Zenyatas actually going after him, and he's going to get taken out by Minstrel, so down goes Seagull, and that's going to perhaps mark a end in the defense. And Minstrel with the double kill as Lucio.
We've got one last push to save their tournament life going to come out from Mixup here. Now, what they do have in their favor is that Seagull has his Dragon Blade up, looking to get some magic, and Pyro can support that with the Transcendence. They have to wait for everyone to group up. They can't try to trickle in. This is their last chance.
And, you know, at the very least, Seagull does have his ultimate. Mixup would want to put their hopes in him at the very least. We're going to see what we can do. Can he kill Tailspin to bring this out? Tailspin already on top of him. Tailspin versus Seagull yet again. We do see a Sound Barret going off for the defense. Tailspin able to take out Piero. Raz takes out Milo. Seagull under oppression. Here comes the Dragon Blade. He is able to take out Tailspin. Wins that Genji grudge match. Goes in, but is taken out by Buds. Buds with the melee to the face, and as a result, They're not on the point, and Mixup will go down in the round of 8. EnvyUs moves on to perhaps go against IDDQD. So EnvyUs making a very grand return to our Overwatch weeklies.
Yeah, we haven't seen them run this meta before, of course, but it looks like they've studied, practiced, and excel in it. It was going to be tough in that last push for Mixup, too. Yes. They were pushing into 3 support ultimates. Sound Barrier came off early. They stacked their Transcendences back-to-back. Seagull is a god-level Genji, but even that was beyond his grasp there.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, from both Tailspin and Seagull, we saw great things happen, both fighting each other out. One would get a kill, the other would get a kill. I mean, I'm not even sure who ended up on top for the most part, but it was great play from both teams. Great Genji back and forth, good Tracer back and forth, but in the end, EnvyUs able to pull it together. They're able to win Nepal, and they will move on to our semifinals.
Yeah, and kind of take a look at the bracket to see who they're going to meet. It doesn't matter. Whoever they play in the semifinals is going to be an insane matchup anyway.
Well, it's like they're either playing IDDQD or they're playing the team that beat IDDQD, so...
I would imagine IDDQD, that would be a stunning upset if it goes the other way. I mean, Gringos has shown up, and they beat One Shot earlier. One Shot's a team that I've tracked since the beginning of Overwatch. They're kind of have formed and reformed several different times looking to get that right composition going, but Gringos has gotten out of the first round a couple rounds of our tournament. But that said, IDDQD is the best team right now, and I say that just because if anyone wants to argue, I just look at the numbers and say, well, no one beat them. Tell me who's better than them. No one beat them.
Absolutely. So... with that, we are going to take a short break. This is the GosuGamers Overwatch Weekly North American Cup. That was round of 8, EnvyUs versus Mixup. We're going to be bringing you a great matchup in the semifinals very soon. You won't want to miss it. We'll be back in just a moment.